As we all know, Funko has finally lost the Five Nights at Freddy's master license and Jazwares has picked it up. Most people are most excited about the new figurines, but something that no one's really talking about that I think is really cool is the new plushies we're getting. We've actually seen these guys be released in a few places in small quantities, and now we're seeing them at the brand new Five Nights at Freddy's Halloween Horror Nights experience at Universal Studios. So today I thought it would be really interesting to take a look at the Funko plushes compared to the brand new Jazwares plushes, see what differences there is, what's better, what's worse, and ultimately decide who makes the better Five Nights at Freddy's plush, Jazwares or Funko. Let's get straight into it. So we're going to start off with our main man Freddy, of course, Freddy Fazbear, the man himself. So here we have a picture of the Funko one, and I won't lie, this definitely isn't his best, his best angle. His eyes are bulging out of his head like crazy. I don't know why. I swear, I mean, the eyes are big on these guys, but I swear to God, they're not normally this ginormous bulging out of their head. So I don't know what happened here, but that is a big feature of these guys, is that they have really big eyes. We can see that the top hat looks pretty cool. The brim of it is a little bit like, I don't know, it's kind of too thin and it's not stitched on properly, so it sticks up in a lot of places. The way the ears are stitched on also means they floop forward a bit instead of just staying on straight like they normally should. The eyebrows are thin pieces of fabric. They are very tough, but an issue that these have a lot is that one goes up and one goes down, and it makes them kind of look like they're thinking for some reason when these should just be straight. The body looks pretty fine, pretty normal, pretty standard stuff. The bow tie looks really good, I'll give him that. His head does look a little bit weird. It looks a bit big in comparison to the rest of his body, but I'm sure it's fine. And the nose is a bit of plastic, which is actually a break from the rest of the plush being just, you know, soft material. This guy actually has a plastic nose. Now when we take a look at the brand new Freddy, we can see a few differences. So first of all, it's much less accurate to the game, I will say. We'll have a look at the game model in a moment, but I think this guy looks significantly less accurate, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think this guy just looks different. A big difference is definitely the colors. Funko's Freddy was much more washed out and saturated, but this guy's way more saturated. I mean, like less saturated than Funko one was, like desaturated, that's the word I'm looking for. But this guy is very saturated, very colorful. So first off, his ears look to have been improved. The whole shape of his face is different, but the body remains mostly the same. It looks like they've gone for a felt nose this time instead of a plastic one, which I get. Makes the entire plushie soft, which is nice. The hat brim also looks to have been fixed, which is a great touch. I think that's the thing that bothered me the most about the original plush. Even his eyebrows are stitched on now. But the biggest change of all that I think comes between these guys and the Funko ones is the fact that their eyes don't bulge out at all. These eyes are just kind of sewn on. They don't bulge out at all. The only thing that bulges out is his snout, which, as I said before, we've already talked about. It doesn't have the plastic nose anymore. But yeah, I think the eyes honestly looked better when they were bulging out, but I get why they wouldn't want to do bulging eyes. It makes perfect sense to me. In all honesty, I think the Funko one is a really good one, but I think Jazwares have nailed it slightly better. We'll take a look at the game models now, and you can see, just in terms of, I think, color and accuracy, Jazwares have definitely nailed it. I think the only thing they really need to change is the shape of the eyebrows and the size of the eye. Maybe squish his head a little bit more and he would be perfect. Whereas with Funko, there's a lot of differences. Like this time the eyes are too big, the head is way too big, the body is a different shape. Like it's all these different little things that just, in my opinion, pretty quickly add up and make for a pretty inaccurate plush. In all honesty, that's how I feel. If you guys feel differently though, that's fine. Just let me know down below in the comments. Of course, next we're going to take a look at who else but Foxy. Yeah, that's right. You probably thought I was going to say Bonnie, but I threw you off there and I said Foxy. So first we're going to take a look at Funko Foxy. I think Funko's Foxy was one of the most or more accurate out of all the characters. So, you know, same sort of body. The face doesn't look like it has a plastic nose. I'm pretty sure he did, but there were also like 50 different releases of these guys, so it's hard to say. I do love the little felt teeth. I think they were a good touch, but they should have been a touch sharper because we all know Foxy's really sharp teeth. The eye patch looks fine. The eyebrows, again, it's that issue of where you can actually see it here, they get a little bit stuffed up with like folding and stuff. But the main thing that I didn't like about this guy was that his hair was just like a average piece of felt. It just looked boring and it looked really low effort and like it shouldn't even be there. I also think that the way the sides of his face were done were a bit weird. Kind of looks like they were just stuffed on there instead of, you know, actually being a part of his head. I think Foxy looks great overall, don't get me wrong, but he could have been better. It's also worth noting that there is a slight inaccuracy with this guy. The inner side of his ears is meant to be like a darker red, but instead they've gone for like a really weird tan color here. I don't know why they did that, but it does look a bit weird here. So let's take a look at Jazwares one now. You'll instantly be able to notice that this guy looks significantly better in my opinion. I think the way they went about the tufts of hair on his side is a lot better. I think the ears have been corrected. The tuft of hair on the top of his head looks a lot better. And the shape of his eyebrows also looks a lot better than Funko's at least. And a lot better than Freddy's too. They've actually put effort into giving it some shape here, which is really nice. I think the only thing I don't like is the fact that it looks like he doesn't have any teeth whatsoever, which is a real shame. I really liked him having teeth. Especially when we take a look at the in-game model, he does have his teeth there, so why did they take his teeth away? I have no idea. I will say one more thing that I don't like about Jazwares 1 is that the Funko one, the line for the side of his head going into his eye patch is kind of off to the side, whereas here it's just at the top and it makes it look like a giant P, like on the side. I don't love that, but again, not complaining. I think this guy's better than the Funko one. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. Next, we're going to switch things up and we're going to take a look at the puppet. That's right, so in Jazwares line we're getting Freddy, Bonnie, Chica and Foxy and the puppet for some reason. I don't know why they didn't just go with Golden Freddy, but who's complaining? So Funko did make a puppet plush a long time ago. It was one of the better ones actually, so when comparing it to the Jazwares ones, there are a lot of differences. So first thing we can see is on the Funko one, the eyes look to be kind of more shaped like the puppet mask was in game, whereas here they're nowhere near as shaped. They're kind of more just straight. They look kind of like lumps almost. The tears on the Funko one were really good because they were angled as well, but they also had a very clear seam line towards the mouth that made it hard to kind of look past. It looks like that's not an issue on this guy, and they're actually sewn in instead of the whole mask being like a piece of plastic over a black plush bit, which I am a big fan of. I think that was a good change. The one thing I don't like about this guy though is his mouth. I think the Funko one did the mouth a lot better. Here it looks way too smooth and like a banana almost, whereas on the Funko one it actually did look like it was, you know, a big open mouth that was meant to be creepy. I like that a lot more. I also prefer Funko's simplicity in their buttons just being circles, whereas Jazwares has too much detail and adds the circles of the buttons being sewn on there, which I'm not a huge fan of. Also, their stripes are significantly thicker, whereas Funko had much smoother lines, which I prefer. So overall, I'm going to have to give this dub to Funko. I think their one was a lot better. I think it just looked better as a plush, and it's also a lot skinnier. This guy looks really fat, which isn't an issue. He's still cute, but yeah, just thought it was worth mentioning. Next, we're going to take a look at Chica, and right off the bat, this one is one of the most difficult. Funko's Chica is... oh, where do I even start? I don't know why they made her so angry. What did she do to be so angry? And not even that, the shape of her head is so weird. It's like horribly misshapen, and I think it looks really, really strange. I don't know why they did her like this. This is one of Funko's weirdest decisions ever, for sure. But anyway, she's an okay plush. The tufts of hair on the top of her head aren't great, and I'm glad the beak isn't plastic because that would have looked terrible. When we take a look at the Jazwares one, it's pretty difficult to judge fairly because the head shape is kind of accurate, but the face, I don't know, it just kind of looks weird to me. It looks too fat, too off. I don't know, I'm not really huge on it in all honesty, guys. But it's kind of saved because you're almost getting 2 plushes in one with a cupcake plush that comes with Chica instead of being sold separately as a separate plush. So I am a big fan of this, and I'm really glad they did it. It also works perfectly because that's exactly what the in-game model had, so they were kind of doing their research with that, which I respect a lot. But yeah, I don't really know how to feel about this. I honestly don't know who to give this dub to, so what do you guys think? Comment down below. I'll make the top comment. You guys can decide which one is better. I really want to know your thoughts on this. The next one, however, I have an easy winner, and I'm just going to get it out of the way. It's Funko. Bonnie is, I don't know, he just looks too weird. They've like done everything perfectly, but I think there might just be too much headspace on the Jazwares one. Whereas the Funko one, there's not as much, and he's a bit more squished together, and I just love that. I think it's really cute. I think he's perfect. I do prefer the nose on the Funko, in all honesty. It's plastic and it's also slightly lower, whereas on the Jazwares it's a bit higher up, and it also just looks kind of weird. I don't know what happened with this guy. I thought he would be a slam dunk, but I think Funko already kind of perfected it, and they couldn't do any better than what they'd already done. So it is a bit of a shame, but I do think that Funko wins this one. So overall, I am going to have to give this dub to you guys to choose. You guys should choose which one is better by leaving a comment down below on which plushies you think are better. I'll add up all the comments, and then I'll post which ones are better in your guys' opinion. So I'm giving this to you guys completely to vote. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to know what you think. Are you guys going to pick these guys up? Are you going to hate on them? Are you going to keep your Funko collection? Let me know. I'm really interested to see. So anyway, if you like this video, make sure to drop a like. If you like all my videos and you like Five Nights at Freddy's merch content, make sure to subscribe. If you like all my videos, you should subscribe as well. And if you dislike this video, give it a dislike, but comment and tell me why. I want to be able to improve on my videos, make the best videos I can for you guys. And yeah, so sorry this was a quick video. I just wanted to make a quick one on these guys because I think they're really interesting, and when they come out I want to make a review on them too. But I have a very big video in the works currently, so I just wanted to make a quick video to hold you guys over. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry it was shorter, sorry if it's low effort or anything. I do care a lot about my videos, but there's a lot going on in my personal life, guys. So yeah, I just had to make this video quickly when I got the chance, because unfortunately I don't get the chance much at the moment. But anyway, I hope you guys had a great night. Have a great night. Sorry, I mean. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and really make sure to comment your thoughts on these guys. I want to know. Anyway, guys, have a great night. Peace out.